Whoa, not a lot of people are teaching that in the ballet industry, and I believe they should. Hey dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to actually start believing in yourself as a dancer, no matter what your skill level is. I will not only be talking about practical ways that you can actually do this, because we've all heard it's important, but the instructions on how to get there without having to be this amazing, perfect dancer who's better than everyone else, it often gets a little vague at that point in the conversation in the dance industry. So I'm going to break down how to actually do this from a mindset perspective. And I will also be peppering in through this conversation why it is so important and practically how belief in your abilities and in yourself practically provides immense value to your life as a dancer and gets you results. In other words, this is the reasons why you should do it. So if that's what you're in for, keep on watching. Okay, so the first point is to recognize that beliefs are actually a self-fulfilling prophecy most of the time, at least your deeply held beliefs. And what I mean by this is not necessarily that if you believe the sun won't come up tomorrow, it's not going to come up. Rather than that extreme example, what I actually mean is that your beliefs impact your experience of your circumstances. You might have also heard that phrase, projection is perception, which basically means that whatever you believe, that those beliefs are going to actually cause your mind to interpret your surroundings in a way that causes you to feel as if your belief is true. In other words, it's confirmation bias. Our minds are actually designed to validate and bring us evidence of the things that we choose to believe. So for example, if you choose to believe every single day, even if it's no longer a conscious decision, but you hold that belief that you will always be behind as a dancer, you're always going to be behind. So what does that do? It pushes you to see everything that's wrong with you in the mirror and get super motivated to work 10 times harder. And then you start overworking yourself. And then you get injured, and then you're like, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that you do actually feel behind, or you might interpret your injury recovery as putting you behind, and that's what you initially believed. So that is actually a pattern that I've quite literally seen in many of the dancers that I've worked with. I have also experienced a very similar story. And what is so important to know about this is that neuroscience has actually been proving lately that it's not that seeing is believing, it's that believing is seeing. So again, what does that mean? Your brain is designed to sort through all the information around and latch onto and bring to your conscious awareness evidence of the things that you already believe. So even though the idea that I'm the worst dancer in the room might have been practically true at one point in your training when you were 11 years old and decided to go to a new school, maybe that was literally true at one point, it becomes emotionally true over and over again throughout your experience unless you let that go. Identifying and letting go of beliefs like that actually is something that I help with as a mindset coach for dancers. So just know that that support is out there. You can click the link below, learn more about my services, and reach out if that's the kind of support that you would like. So why do I bring up this point? Your beliefs are a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now that you know a little taste of how your mind actually works, you can start to recognize that, oh, hey, maybe all of these thoughts and feelings that have been coming to my mind, like I'm the worst, and all the things you see in the mirror as proof that you're the worst or you're always behind, maybe that's not objectively true. Maybe that's just what I've felt to be very true because of my beliefs. And if I could feel as if that was true, maybe I could choose a new set of beliefs and start to intentionally seek evidence of this new belief. And then through that process, start to feel differently about who I am, what I'm capable of, and what's possible for me. Point number 2 is to embrace a new belief about yourself that is actually believable, true, and approachable for you. I share this all the time with my mindset coaching clients, which is that so many dancers see the journey to confidence as indoctrinating themselves with the belief that they can do it, that they are a really good dancer, that they can be the best. Okay, how much do we actually believe that we are the best dancer out there? Or, so many of the dancers that I've worked with feel like the leap to confidence is so big for them. They don't know if they can get there. And I've totally felt that way many times in my journey as a pre-professional and then professional dancer. Here's the thing. Instead of trying to latch on to an empowering belief like, I can do this, meanwhile you have all these doubts like, can I actually do this challenging piece of choreography? Instead of latching on to the most extreme positive belief, why not choose one that you can actually feel congruent about? What congruent means is you feel in alignment with that belief or that action. It feels true for you without any hesitation or internal conflict. I really do believe that congruent is the most powerful state for effective action as a performer. It's not believing I can do this and I'll be the best and my performance is going to be perfect. It's because can you actually be congruent about that? You don't know if your partner is going to drop you on stage. Like, if you really indoctrinated yourself to be like, it's going to be perfect, and you feel so attached to that belief, I don't believe that's actually a very realistic belief. Rather, choosing an approachable, empowering belief could look like saying, this is what I literally do all the time, and it's changed my life. It's instead of, I'm going to do amazingly at that audition, I'm going to get that job. It is, I truly believe that any mistake I make, I can recover from. And even if recovering from it looks like, my butt hit the floor, but I get back up, it looks like getting up with a smile. And I know I can do that, even if I cry about it later. I know that I can learn from whatever I experience in this room. I know and I believe in the value I have to provide with my unique sense of artistry as a dancer, my unique energy I contribute to that space, my unique point of view and personality, or that belief that I know that my dancing is for a specific audience and it doesn't have to be for everyone for it to be good. And so oftentimes when I'm coaching a dancer to get to that place of belief in themselves and confidence, that helps them to actually take risks, put themselves out there, believe in what they have to offer, and therefore experience far greater results in their career and fulfillment. The process that I coach them through is letting go of, identifying and letting go of the limiting beliefs and recognizing like, okay, that has felt very real to you because of how your mind works. Now let's start working with how the mind works to step into what is one step up towards an empowering belief compared to where you were. Whatever it is that gives you the feeling of safety to put yourself out there and hope, that is really all you need to start believing in yourself, as people say. Hey dancers, I'm just going to briefly pause my own video to talk to you guys about the support I offer to dancers individually as a mindset coach for dancers. So what I do as a mindset coach is I support dancers through letting go of things like insecurities, fears, self-doubt, confusion about their path as a dancer, all these mental struggles that prevents us from not only feeling our best, but especially dancing our best. So the support I offer as a mindset coach is to help dancers not only adopt a healthy and confident mindset that helps them perform their best, but we also talk through emotional wellness. That's a huge part that I address in the coaching process. And also career strategy. That's something that I really haven't emphasized on my channel enough. So often I ask dancers about, okay, what's your plan? What's the next step for you? And we design an action plan to get them from where they are to where they want to go in the most efficient and powerful, effective manner. So if that's the kind of support you are looking for, if you're noticing that you're experiencing these mental blocks, these frustrations, these like hangups about like, gosh, why can't I get this right? These insecurities or fears about your future, and you're noticing that's not only impacting your mental health, but your ability to perform, or you're just not sure of how to get from where you are to where you want to be in your career, reach out. My one-on-one coaching program would be a fantastic fit for you, and actually to assess if you and I would be a great fit for working together, simply click the link in my description to visit kirstenkemp.com, visit my one-on-one coaching services page, learn more about what my services and programs include, and read some awesome testimonials from past clients. And then what you can do is simply click to apply for a free 30-minute consultation. That's where you and I will be able to discuss your challenges you're facing right now, your goals, and assess if you and I will be a fantastic fit for working together. Don't miss out on this opportunity. It's a fantastic time of year while we're still getting started to get the support to really make this your year and to flourish, okay? I want that for you, and so I hope you'll reach out. Again, to do so, click the link in my description, kirstenkemp.com, and I hope to talk to you soon. All right, let's get on with the video. Okay, number 3 is I want you to realize that for most of us, the points in our journey where we will be the most tempted to doubt ourselves and to stop believing in ourselves, shrink to the back of the room and be like, don't look at me, I'm a piece of garbage. Here are the points in the journey where that's most likely to come up for a lot of people. We will doubt ourselves oftentimes in the beginning, like when we start to put ourselves out there and think, okay, maybe I want to be a professional dancer. Ooh, can I do that? Oh. You know, in that initial phase, it's normal to doubt. Then it really kicks in, like right before you almost reach your goal. It can feel easy to have faith that things will work out and that you're on the right path and that you're capable. It's easy to have faith when the finish line to your goal is far away. It's easy because it's easy to be in denial. It's like you just keep floating, you know, you're just going through the day-to-day motions. And it's when you're about a year out or so from auditioning for companies, or you're in your first like professional contract and you want to get a more permanent like court ballet contract. Permanent, LOL. Is anything permanent in the ballet industry? No, but you get what I mean. So it's when we start to approach the finish line that all these doubts and these emotions start to come up, like, oh my gosh, this panic. Can I do this? Oh my gosh, has all my belief in myself been a lie? Is this gonna work out? Am I gonna be a failure? That's like when all of those thoughts start racing. And that's why, especially, again, I keep plugging my work because I want you to know that support is out there. And even if you don't work with me, I want you to know that this is what I've seen in my professional experience. This is why I work with so many dancers who are in that pre-professional phase or very early professional, like right on the cusp of really accomplishing their goals, their career goals as a dancer, because that's when so many of the mental struggles creep in. And that's also when we start to notice that our mental game is really impacting our physical game. Number 4 is to know what you are really there to do. And what I mean by that is there could be know why you're in the classroom every day, know why you're at that audition, know why you're doing the research to go out and audition, know why you're going out on that stage. Really find that deeper intention beyond I'm just doing what I'm told, or this is what people do, or I have to do that. Come from a place of, rather than obligation, find that intention that is motivated by like your real value for why you're doing what you're doing. Whether that be like, for example, going to an audition, it's actually not about impressing people as much as putting your value and your services out there as a dancer to find a match for who's going to appreciate that. So instead of kind of feeling like you're a fraud, you're a fake, I hope that I'm good enough to be accepted. Rather, go into those auditions with the intention to be like, my intention is to share everything that I have worked to become as a dancer. I'm there to share my passion, my joy, my perspective, who I am. I'm there to share, and also share with that detachment of knowing like, I am not there to win over every company. I am there to find the company that will appreciate what I have to offer. That is a very different energy, my friends, than I hope they accept me. Whoa, not a lot of people are teaching that in the ballet industry, and I believe they should. Self-advocacy is everything. So especially in the classroom setting, why I say it's so important to know your intention and to know what you're there to do is because those doubtful thoughts, those fear-based thoughts will come rushing in sometimes. Like, Are you really good enough? Have you just thought that you're doing well and you're actually totally not on track? Can you actually do this? You start to doubt yourself when you have the opportunity to demonstrate, stand in the front, be seen for an opportunity, or put yourself out there. It's normal for doubts to come up, and so often those fear-based thoughts and those doubts are actually there to serve a different intention. Maybe it's an intention for self-protection, an intention to please others, an intention to be liked, an intention to not be wrong, or not be seen as a failure, or not be seen as an imposter. A lot of those negative intentions, or rather not negative, I want to say self-protective intentions. And instead, if you can ground yourself, which I know all of you can ground yourself in, okay, but what is the real reason why I'm doing this? And that's something you can answer for yourself. And when you get in touch with that intention and make decisions out of that place, it is so much easier to, again, quote, believe in yourself, which really looks like stepping out in boldness, being able to have confidence in what you have to offer, putting yourself at risk and being vulnerable. When we believe in ourselves and we put ourselves out there, we're also being vulnerable and putting ourselves out there to be seen, for our imperfections to be seen. We have to be willing to share our 100%, knowing that the 5 to 10% of mistakes that mix in there will be there, but you can't show 100% without those being there, right? We can't show off that beautiful 90-95% of the amazing things you can do without being willing to show those little mistakes. Again, being willing is very different than just because you're willing. It doesn't mean that you will literally make more mistakes. Rather, it looks like feeling at ease, putting yourself out there. And usually when you're at ease, because you're like, I'm surrendered to people seeing me make a mistake. It's that surrender that actually allows you to make fewer mistakes because you're more present, you're more calm. And actually, I was just touching on point number 5, which is surrender to the outcome. So no matter what you're trying to believe in yourself for or have belief for, whether that be a company contract or a successful performance or doing well at a summer intensive, whatever it is so important to surrender yourself to the potential negative consequences of reaching for that thing you want to believe in. Again, oftentimes believing in yourself could look like saying, I trust myself to go to that audition even though it's scary. When we do that, when we believe, we only take action towards the things that we believe will have some payoff. If you don't believe that the potential payoff is worth the potential risk, you will shrink back. You totally will. So it is really important. I want to balance out that conversation in the ballet industry that so many people try to talk about believing in yourself, but it's just not a very nuanced conversation oftentimes. It's like, you just gotta believe in what you have to offer, instead of acknowledging that believing in what you have to offer and putting yourself out there also looks like saying, there is a chance that as I put myself out there, I also won't get that contract. I also won't perform the way I want to. I also might make a mistake and people might judge me for that. Okay, they might. But when we surrender to that outcome, we are opening ourselves to it. But as we are open, we're also opening ourselves to receiving the outcome that we want. You cannot be open, fully open to receiving the outcome you want, while also being terrified and rejecting and closing yourself off to the potential risk of what you're doing. So I hope that really makes sense, that just because you surrender to, yeah, maybe people will judge me, yeah, maybe I'll make a mistake, that doesn't mean you're increasing your chances that you will necessarily, well, beyond, I will say, you will increase your chances to 0 if you take no action, but your chances for getting the reward also go to 0. So that point aside, just because you open yourself up to the consequence you might be scared of doesn't mean you're more likely to experience that. It actually just means that by surrendering to that outcome, you can be calm in the face of a challenge and potentially even perform way better. And I say way better because you're not going to be trying to brainwash yourself like, no, this will be perfect, this will be great, no, that won't happen. I think think we all know deep down that that's possible for those things to happen. So by facing it, by acknowledging it, and choosing to ground yourself in what's important, you can actually step forward in confidence that's real. Okay, the final point I want to make is point number 6. It is really important to regularly step outside of your comfort zone for things that are really exciting stretches for you. I'm talking about setting goals that are like, if you ask yourself, what would be so cool? What would be so exciting? Ooh, what would be really, really, really so meaningful for me to do, achieve, experience? Okay, and you kind of brainstorm a list of, ooh, wouldn't it be fun if, actually a really fun exercise that I got from a really good book, which I would totally recommend. Everything is Figure Outable by Marie Forleo. It's a super good book. If I remember, I'll try to link it below. One of the exercises in the book is saying, it's like a free-flowing journaling prompt, and for 7 days every morning you just go, wouldn't it be cool if, and you just like start writing all these things that sound cool to you. And at the end of the 7 days you look at what you wrote, and you'll be flooded with all this inspiration and notice some themes about like, what are actually some really meaningful goals that you would love to set for yourself. I would love to invite you to regularly do that little exercise. Like, what would be so cool? Wouldn't it be so cool if, and kind of dream for a little bit, and then set a tangible outcome that you want to accomplish or experience, and make sure it's something that stretches you. It's something that you can believe in, but also it requires you to step outside of your comfort zone. That is a true test of belief. Yes, in this video I'm acknowledging the whole believe in yourself thing, but you don't necessarily have to believe in yourself beyond like trusting you can handle a challenge. You don't have to believe you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You can actually put faith in things that are outside of yourself. Like for me and so many people, like it's God, it's a greater plan, it's the meaning behind life, it's believing that people will be there to support you, believing that whatever it is, truly you guys, you don't always have to just believe in yourself, because yeah, sometimes we don't have it all together. We're not perfect. And if we are the only thing that we're trying to believe in, we will fail sometimes, and that's totally normal, by the way. We will fail. There will be some leaps of faith we take that don't work out, and that is okay. Every single one of those experiences is something that I believe we're guided through because it's something we needed to learn. And so as soon as we learn from it and move forward, we will actually be better for having experienced those things. So I just want to again encourage you to continue to dream, continue to put yourself on the line for things that matter, and it will be an exercise of that faith. Build that faith muscle, or that belief muscle, however you want to put it, and you will get better and better at believing in yourself that you can handle things, because you will actually give yourself the opportunity through setting uncomfortable goals, but exciting goals. You'll give yourself the opportunity to build evidence in the form of memories, and build evidence that you've walked through challenges before and you've been successful, and you've lived. You have put yourself on the line and it paid off. You're going to gain so much life experience that way that will put you at ease more and more the more and more challenges you face. So dancers, I hope that this was super helpful for you. I would love to know what you got out of it. I really, really hope that this video and the things I talked about brought a lot more clarity to how does one actually believe in themselves. And I want to emphasize again that this is for dancers of all skill levels. Maybe if you're at a super high skill level, you can trust in yourself that you can handle a principal role, okay? And then maybe if you're feeling like you are more of a beginner in ballet, what belief in yourself could look like is saying, I can handle it if people want to laugh at me. Or I believe that, I can laugh at myself. I believe that mistakes are okay. I believe that I'm learning. With every mistake I make, I actually am more motivated to learn how to do it right. Okay, whatever it is, there is an empowering belief that is just a step up from what you've been believing currently. Again, I hope that this really served you. I'm so excited for you guys. You have permission to believe in yourself and what you're capable of. You have permission to take risks from yourself because it's your life, okay? But hey, if you needed it, I'm giving it to you. Like I have that authority. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching and subscribe. I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.